Tim Hudson. And I think that the other thing, too, we talk about is rhythm between two starters. Both these guys have a very similar rhythm. And this could be a game where you see a lot of ground balls and a very quick pace. Let's take a look at the Nissan keys to the game. And because of the threat of rain, you got to think score quick. You just don't know how long this storm is going to lay off the playing area. So, you go up with the idea in mind. If you're the leadoff hitter, get on base, make something happen, and score quick. That's huge. And first ups, Giants have not done a great job here in the last 4 days of getting on base. That leadoff hitter just has not done a good job. And Chris Sale, you might have to do that early in the count. He's the type of guy with such great stuff. You don't want to get into a 2-strike count, so get on him early. And I think that'll be the key today. Those are our Nissan keys today.
Well, you see some of those clouds off in the distance, but the sky's a little brighter than they were for most of the morning as we get ready for first pitch from Chicago. The Giants starting lineup is brought to you by Coors Light, and the Giants have Gregor Blanco in that leadoff spot. Hunter Pence, who hit his 10th home run of the year last night. Pence is in that second spot. Buster Posey behind the plate again today, catching and hitting third. Pablo Sandoval, the third baseman and cleanup hitter. Michael Morse gets the turn to be the DH in this game today. And then Bruce Bochy likes to call his bench guys the bomb squad, and you sort of got a lineup full of those. Arias at first, Hicks at second, Adrianza at short, and Juan Perez down in the 9th spot of the order playing center field. No Angel Pagan again today, so Giants are concerned about that back problem with Pagan. Perez will play defensively in center and bat in the 9th spot of the order. Well, here is Chris Sale. He and the White Sox take the field. Sale is just a tremendous talent, and of course, in the National League, we don't get to see Chris Sale. Giants and White Sox have not faced each other since 2008. That was well before he came up. But a 2-time All-Star, 9 starts this year, has had a little injury problem. Look at those numbers, just dominance.
Well, and he will remind you a lot of Randy Johnson. I mean, he's 6'6", 180 pounds, with a low 3/4 release, almost the same slot that you saw from Randy Johnson. He's got a little crossover step, and he has got incredible numbers for Sale. When you look at what he has done in 10 starts, he's throwing 59 in the third innings. He's given up 31 hits. He's given up 2 hits the whole year to left-handers. And that's not an exaggeration. And you say this guy's got great stuff. 68 strikeouts against 9 walks. It's all very quality what you're going to see. And what you're going to see is a low to mid-90s fastball. He will sink and cut. A lot of movement. And he's got the Mr. Snappy slider. If you remember, Randy Johnson had a slider that was so good he had a nickname for it, Mr. Snappy. Well, Chris Sale's got a slider very similar to that. And he also has a very good changeup. That's something that Randy Johnson did not get till late in his career. So the Giants have their handful. To give you an idea how good he is, he's carried a no-hitter into the 4th inning or later in each of his last 6 starts. That is quality. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Chris Sale. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be De Aza, Eaton, and Viciedo. Those are great arms across the board. Ramirez and Gillespie on the left side of the infield. Beckham and Abreu on the right side. And Tyler Flowers will be in the squad, putting down the signs. For Chris Sale, in his 4th year, just 25 years of age.
Well, here we go. And you mentioned those numbers for a left-hander. 2 hits all year for lefties, both by Josh Hamilton in the same game against Chris Sale. Nobody else from the left side has had a hit against him this season. That is hard to believe.
Well, if you're Gregor Blanco, here's your chance to create a little name for yourself.
Strike 1 called on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to get this game started. So not much of a delay, just about 10 minutes, 12-minute delay. There's that slider for the first time. Strike 2 called.
Mike Everett, the plate umpire, is a low ball umpire. You get bigger corners with right-handers hitting than you do with lefties.
1-2. Just outside.
That's a great 2-strike pitch. You're ahead 0-2-1-2. That's paralysis fastball right there. And Mike Everett's got soft corners, meaning that sometimes you get those corners, sometimes you don't. But a good zone.
He struck out Blanco with the slider.
Take a look at the strikeouts and what type of pitches that he will strike people out with. It's basically sliders down and away to lefties, in on righties, changeups away and down. But when he goes with the fastball, he goes out of the strike zone up, and that's his kill pitch. And he can finish you off with all three.
I mean, there are not that many big league pitchers who have 3 true strikeout pitches, and he does.
The low 3/4 arm slot, very similar to that of Randy Johnson. A big, wide, hard, snapping slider. And Blanco with not a lot of lower body in that swing.
Well, Pence, change up, strike 1 swinging.
I mean, you think of Randy Johnson, but with a better changeup. He's got a little lower slot than Madison Bumgarner. Not much.
2-1.
Plus, when you look at the guy, it's all kneecaps and elbows coming at you. 6'6", 185 pounds. I mean, he is a string bean, and he's just got a little herky jerk on top of everything. Went on the disabled list earlier this year with some tenderness in his forearm. Everybody thought, oh, here comes a Tommy John. But he just missed a couple starts and got back on the hill. Uses that fastball more than any other pitch, but the slider changeup, depending on how good it is, I mean, he'll ride him.
And that changeup often to right-handers. He gets Pence to chase. Flowers for the putout, 2 down. Well, you're talking about that motion, the body type, the build, and I think all those things were reasons why there were some teams who just did not think he could be a starting pitcher. Figured he had great stuff, but would not hold up as a starter, would have to pitch out of the bullpen. White Sox believed in him, and he has become maybe the best pitcher in the American League.
Although that guy in New York might give you an argument.
He's pitching pretty well right now. Buster Posey takes a fastball away.
Talking about Tanaka, the 11-game winner for the Yankees. But I do believe that you're right about the starter in the All-Star game is going to be one of those 2 guys.
Change up.
And not only that, but Sale gets the ball. He's a get it and go guy. He's on that hill. He likes that third base side of the rubber. And he is ready to spin. You get in that box, you better be good to go because he's coming at you.
Strike 2 on the foul ball. Well, you sort of figure with the lineup today with Sale's stuff that the Posey, Pence, Sandoval part of the order, Giants going to have to get some production out of these guys. That one down and in.
That is such a hard pitch to take. We're talking about 4 foot of sweep. I mean, that's a lot of break, and you can't gauge whether or not it's going to be inside off the strike zone when that thing's coming at you, roundhouse style.
2-2. Foul ball. Not by much. Well, Posey's hanging in there against a guy he has never faced before. Sale, of course, he's never pitched against the Giants.
Sale from Lakeland, Florida. Lives in Fort Myers, Florida now.
Two. Change up. Ball 3.
The other thing, too, about Sale, I mean, his minor league career was 10 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
Whoop. Big leagues. That's how nasty this guy is.
Posey, line drive, base hit into right field. Got a fastball away and went with it. Solid base hit with 2 outs for Posey.
Yeah, got the ball up just a little bit.
Here comes Pablo. Well, that was a fun little sequence. Posey worked the count full, got a hit. 2 of the best at what they do. Here's Sandoval and Pablo. The 2 for 4 last night. What was encouraging about that? from the right side against the lefty Danks. Pablo's swing has been better from the left side, even in the hot streak, but his right-handed swing is looking pretty good these days.
Yeah, he says he's seen the ball well from both sides. Definitely more power from the left side than the right side.
Fastball, strike two.
He was not looking fastball there.
You don't see Pablo take that pitch very often. Well, now, not a comfortable spot against Sale. 0-2. High fastball.
And there's that elevator. And that's not that easy of a pitch to throw consistently. Establish the knee-high fastball and then elevate up above the letters. And he has mastered that. That really is one of his strengths. The ability to change sightlines with that fastball.
Here we saw that strikeout chart. Strikes out Sandoval with the fastball. So the Giants are retired. Sale gets 3 strikeouts with the Posey hit in between. Chris Sale on the mound, and now the White Sox will come up against the Giants right-hander Tim Hudson. Here is the starting lineup for the White Sox. Adam Eaton in center field batting first. Gordon Beckham, Connor Gillespie, a former Giant himself. Jose Abreu, the cleanup hitter, having a great first year in the big leagues. Adam Dunn, who's got good numbers against Hudson. Ramirez, Viciedo, De Aza, and the ninth place hitter is the catcher Tyler Flowers, facing the guy who has pitched like an ace for the Giants, the right-hander Tim Hudson.
Take a look at the numbers for Tim Hudson. In his 14th start, he's 7-2 with a 1.81 ERA. And 60 strikeouts against 13 walks gives you an idea of the type of command that he has. Hudson, 38 years old, in his 15th year at the big league level. And in his last 4 starts, 3-0 with a 1.04 ERA. And how good has he been? Well, historically with the Giants, has the lowest ERA in his first 13 starts in Giants franchise history. And that goes back 132 years. So he has done something quite special. He has a fastball, low 90s with a lot of sink to it, changeup, curveball, slider, cutter. And can give you a lot of different looks, a lot of different movement.
Well, Adam Eaton takes the first pitch from Hudson for a strike.
And against these White Sox, lifetime, he's 4-3. In U.S. Cellular here in Chicago, this ballpark, though, this has not been a good park for him. 1-3 lifetime with an ERA at 9.
Eaton a pop-up. Blanco playing left field. Out number 1.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense behind Hudson today. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Blanco, Perez, and Pence. Adrianza and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Hicks and Arias on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs. Michael Morris getting a day off of the field, but he will be the DH today.
Here's Gordon Beckham. I thought one of the big moments of the game last night was Beckham's at bat against Kane. 9 pitches, hit a home run to tie the game 2-2.
Yeah, I agree with that. Really turned the game around. Kane never really quite recovered.
Well, Beckham's having a solid year. There is Matt Cain. Not a great night for Cain last night. Gave up 7 earned runs. Beckham, foul ball.
All right, time right now for our Geico quote. This one comes from Gordon Beckham on last night's White Sox win. He says, "It was nice to break out against a good team. We've got a quick turnaround, so hopefully we can carry it over to tomorrow."
Yeah, the White Sox had lost 4 in a row before yesterday. And I think it does give you a little insight. Teams are targeting the Giants now. The Giants still, despite this week, tied with the A's, best record in the big leagues.
Well, it's good. I mean, but when you're a team hovering around 500, you look for ways to jolt your confidence, to kick it in gear. And if you can do well against the team that's got the best record in the big leagues, I mean, that's a feather in your cap. And that's what's happened. The Giants pumped up Washington. They pumped up Colorado.
That one just a little flare, foul.
And the Giants, you know, they're just trying to get back on track and get their confidence back. And when you have a weekend like they had against the Rockies back in San Francisco, that'll erode your confidence, no question. So this game becomes an important one, but they have an opportunity to gain some confidence if they beat a great pitcher like Chris Sale.
2-2 from Hudson to Beckham. That one shot right to first. Arias to the bag himself. 2 down.
So every day at this level, you have to prove yourself. You can't really rest on any laurels. And if you listen to the comments day in and day out from big leaguers around baseball, it's all pretty much the same. They're humble because they know that if you start strutting out and talking big and flapping your wings peacock style, you're going to get burned. It's a long season. When you're going good, you want to maintain it. When you're going bad, you're trying to find it. And that's the life of a big leaguer.
Here's Connor Gillespie. He's having a good year for the White Sox. Sinker, strike one called. Drafted, developed by the Giants. Traded to the White Sox, and he's found a home here on the south side.
Gloveless, commando style. Never has like batting gloves. Likes the feel of the bat in his hand. Takes a guy who doesn't like gloves a little bit longer to get his hands in shape as opposed to the guys that use gloves, because you have to build up calluses, and that takes a while. And you have to maintain your calluses, because if you let them go and don't shave them down, you can blister up underneath it. I mean, it's an art form.
No, we've never seen him use batting gloves. Hit that one hard, and a fair ball into the corner. Well, Connor Gillespie's got another hit against his old team. He's having a good series.
You knew he would be amped up playing against his former team. Here, a high fastball right out there at the belt, middle of the plate, and just sweet strokes it right down the line. So he puts himself in scoring position for the big fella, Jose Abreu. Nice 2-out at bat.
It gives Abreu a chance to put the White Sox ahead. Abreu, what a year for the rookie, the native of Cuba. He's made an incredible adjustment for a guy who never played baseball in the United States before this year. Straight to the major leagues. 19 home runs, 51 batted in. And you can't make mistakes to this guy because he punishes mistakes, hits them over the wall.
Yeah, he punishes strikes. You can get him to go out of the strike zone. He will chase. You just have to make good pitches. He's a good hitter. And really, when you think about it, he's at a disadvantage around the league right now because he doesn't know anybody. When you look at his numbers coming into this game, hitting .265 with 19 bombs and 51 RBIs, they're going to get better as he learns the pitchers.
Maybe a little cutter there for strike 2. Well, Tim Hudson, he's been around for a long, long time. He knows who he's facing today, Chris Sale. Even a run or two puts the Giants in a very uncomfortable spot against the White Sox ace. 0-2. And Abreu crushes one to left field. It's gone. A 2-strike pitch, and Abreu hit it into the bullpen.
Always a signature of pure strength. What type of power a guy has at 2-strike counts.
His 20th home run of the year. Wow.
And let's take a look at the location. He tries to go inside with sink. He stays inside it. That's a pretty impressive swing. We saw a bent arm swing last night in a pitch off the plate moving in on him from Payne. And here he takes sink and he goes to left field, his pull side, same way. That's impressive.
So 2 down for Adam Dunn, and the White Sox have taken a lead, which, I mean, for a couple different reasons, that's huge. Number one, you have Sale on the mound for Chicago, but the threat of weather, the threat of rain, we don't know for sure if we'll get any more, but the forecast says we may well get some more rain. 2-0 to Adam Dunn, who's had success against Hudson in the past. He's hit 4 home runs against him. Ball 3.
Adam Dunn will pull the trigger. 3-0. He's a pretty patient hitter, but we will see him do that. Like that.
Yeah.
Lots of power. From the day that he showed up in Cincinnati, first day in the big leagues, I mean, he was something to watch in batting practice. And you watch him, and he never really overswings.
Fair ball. Arias for out number 3. But Jose Abreu hit his 20th home run of the year against Hudson, and the White Sox have a 2-0 lead.
Is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Well, from Chicago, the White Sox, Jose Abreu's 2-run homer has put Chicago ahead 2-0 against Hudson and the Giants. Michael Morse leads off against Chris Sale. The White Sox ace is on the mound today. There's a called strike with the first pitch changeup. Morse had a base hit last night.
Just an easy thing for Chris Sale to do is to come into that inside corner on righties, very much like Madison Bumgarner in that regard. We talked about their arm angles, very, very similar with the low 3/4.
Foul tip, strike 2.
A lot of angles when you're hitting against Chris Sale. As we mentioned, a lot of kneecaps and elbows flying at you. And that adds to deception.
That one low. Well, Morse is one of the only Giants who has any experience against Sale. He's faced him a few times. Struck him out swinging.
Well, next homestand, you're not going to want to miss the All-Brandon weekend. The Reds coming to town for a 4-game series, June 26th to the 29th, and the Saturday the 28th game, 7:05 start. First 40,000 fans are going to get a Brandon Belt or Brandon Crawford bobblehead courtesy of PG&E. And on Sunday, a 1:05 start, kids 14 and under will receive a Brandon Belt Crawford growth chart banner presented by Nestle Drumstick. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets to get your tickets.
Arias, changeup, swing and a miss. Well, Brandon Belt was out on the field working today, throwing the ball, has been taking some swings in the cage. That's good news for the Giants. He's getting a lot closer now.
Well, Giants need him. It's hard to be patient right now, but I mean, with thumbs, any finger, it's such a difficult injury because it just doesn't loosen up. It takes a while for that swelling to dissipate. And your thumb is your guiding rudder. I mean, that's what you use to control your throws. You really don't know how much your thumb has to do with your swing until you hurt it. And then you realize how much your thumb has to do with it. So he's just.
Joaquin Arias with a base hit up the middle.
Nice 2-strike at bat.
Yeah.
Just want to finish that point about Belt. He's just inching along. I mean, he's trying to be patient, but not easy. Here's the 2-strike approach. Todd to go back up the middle. And that really is not a bad approach to take against Sale when you get in the first pitch. His stuff is so good, and the difference between his changeup and his fastball is so good. It's hard to get long on him.
Now, Brandon Hicks had, maybe an encouraging game last night. Didn't have a hit, but took a couple walks, hit a ball hard. And considering his struggles lately, I think it's something to build on.
Well, he was talking to us after the game about it. Said he saw the ball really well last night, and they made a couple changes, and that's what the changes have enabled him to do: see the ball better out of a pitcher's hand.
Way outside, 2-0.
And when you see the ball better, you are less likely to chase out of the strike zone. You get better pitches to hit, all of a sudden your average starts to decline.
Well, he needs it. Hicks has 8 home runs. He's taken a lot of walks this year, but the batting average is down to 175. Good changeup. He's played excellent defense for the Giants. I mean, in a lot of ways, he's done a really good job. But no Marco Scutaro and no expectation. But the last few weeks have been tough.
Well, it makes him do.
Foul tip, strike 2.
And that little 2-pitch sequence right there is what makes Sale tough. He's behind the count 2-0. He throws a changeup. You're out front. And all of a sudden you lock in at a 2-1 count and he blows 94 right through you. That's a rough 2-pitch sequence.
2-2. Ground ball foul.
when we got to the ballpark today, it was really looking gnarly, and people were starting to come to the yard, and it opened up on the folks trying to get in the ballpark. It was just like coming to the ballpark in a shower. That's how wet they got.
I don't think anybody was really prepared for the downpour. There were a few little umbrellas. Could be two. Gillespie to second one. Beckham to first. Double play. So Sale gives up the hit, but then gets the double play ground ball. 2-0 White Sox.
As we go back to this date, 1977, that's when the Giants took on the Pirates and beat them 7-5 at 12 innings. And Jack Clark retied the game at 5-5 in the 11th with a home run off Goose Gossage. Garrett Thomason hit a 2-run homer, walk-off style, in the 12th off lefty Terry Forster. And that's your McDonald True Stories. And I'll tell you what, 1977, that 1-2 punch for the Pirates, Forster and Gossage, they were unbelievable. But next year, Gossage was with the Yankees. I think Forster was with the White Sox.
Yeah, that did not happen very often. You beat those guys. Alexi Ramirez, shortstop for the White Sox against Tim Hudson. That was a funky way to show a bunt. I'm not sure he really was thinking about bunting. Having a really good year. He's a good defensive shortstop. Combine that with those numbers, that's an all-star. This White Sox team, they've got an incredible history of Cuban players. They have 3 on this team: Viciedo, Abreu, and this guy, Alexi Ramirez. Huge part of their team. Against the defense with the big shift on, and Brandon Hicks has no play.
Wow.
Well, that'll be a hit.
Well, you only see a hit like that when you put on a shift. Just a great pitch, absolute jam sandwich. Ball hits Ramirez about 6 inches above the thumbs, and that's a big league knock, folks.
He'll take it.
I think you should just at least go over there and apologize if you're the hitter.
He was laughing about it with Joaquin Arias. Here is Viciedo. Hit a home run in last night's game. Bounces that one to short. Adrianza, Hicks, Arias, double play.
I don't know anybody quicker turning the pivot than Brandon Hicks at second base.
He is so good at that.
He really is. I mean, it all has to start with footwork. And for a guy who was a shortstop, I mean, you would would swear that he was born to play second base. Watch the footwork. Just very quickly step back and then unload in a very high release. And he's got a quick take back. Once he gets it out of his glove, he gets high to a throwing position very quickly. Nicely done.
That's one of the reasons why the Giants are so desperate to get the bat going again, because Hicks has been a really, really strong defensive player at second. They want him to play. Ball went to Alejandro De Aza. That one pulled foul. Hudson's 1-1. That's a fair ball. And Pence has a long way to go to get to it. De Aza has a lot of speed. He's going to try for third. Pence. Hicks's throw is much too late. It's a 2-out triple. Just a ground ball, but all the way into the corner. Not a bad pitch.
Right down the line, CNI dog. Down and in, spins on it. So again, the White Sox coming up with some 2-out thunder, second inning in a row.
In the first against Hudson, a 2-out double by Gillespie, and then the home run by Abreu, and both of those were on 0-2 pitches. Here's the ninth place hitter, Tyler Flowers. Walked with the bases loaded in last night's game. Strike one. One to the catcher. Flowers has some power, 5 home runs. Joe McEwing, who is the third base coach. Word for De Aza.
A lot of people think he's going to be a manager someday in the big leagues. Good reputation.
That one hit to right. Pence comes in and catches it. So the inning is over. A couple of hits, but no runs. On to the third. Sale back on the mound. 2-0 Chicago.
area is brought to you by NASCAR Returns, June 20th through 22nd for the Toyota Safe Mart 350, only at Sonoma Raceway.
Back in Chicago, we're on the south side. The lights are on, even though this Wednesday afternoon day game, it's overcast. We had rain before the game. It delayed by 12 minutes at the start, but dry now and warming up a little bit. Getting more humid as the day goes on. Ere Adrianza will lead off against Chris Sale. Adrianza, he has had a pretty good swing lately. Getting a chance to play. Brandon Crawford taking the day off. Left-handed hitters have 2 hits all year against Sale. And Adrianza, first pitch swinging, base hit to center field.
Beat him early. Nice approach. Well, Sunday, June 29th is Pixar Day at the ballpark. Your special event package will include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Reds and a Giants-themed pop bobblehead of Woody from Disney's Pixar Toy Story films. Following the conclusion of the game, Pixar Day special event ticket holders will be invited down to the field to watch Disney Pixar's Toy Story. Partial proceeds from every Pixar Day ticket sold benefit the Jack and JT Snow Scientific Research Foundation. So go to 415-972-2298 and check it out.
We should get Kirk Reeder back for that day.
I'm with you. He's the original Woody.
Adrianza, he's got some speed, so Sale's going to pay attention to him after the leadoff hit. Third hit already for the Giants against Sale. White Sox have 4 hits. They've got the 2 runs. Juan Perez takes a changeup for ball 1. Well, Juan just has not been able to get it going this year offensively. Has not played much, so you understand a young player struggling without regular at-bats. Changeup. He took the first one, swung at that one. He's the 9th hitter in the lineup today for the Giants. Hits that one foul right off of home plate. Strike 2, another changeup, 3 in a row.
Pretty good take right there. You notice his Sale when he gets ahead in a 2-strike count, 0-2, 1-2. I mean, he puts it in his location, and it's never in the strike zone. We're talking back foot slider out of the zone, down on the right-hander's back foot, change up below the zone, fastball above the zone.
2-2, way inside.
And he's only walked 9 guys all year.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful combination. You got the strikeout stuff plus the command. Well, so far, Juan Perez has given Sale a battle here. Count is full, 3-2. See if Adrianza takes off. White Sox thinking it's a possibility. One thing that might motivate Bruce Bochy to send Adrianza, the White Sox catchers have had a hard time throwing out base stealers. But he's not going anywhere, and Perez strikes out swinging on the change.
Such a weapon. That's 5 strikeouts the first time through the lineup, and all of them are swinging miss strike 3s. So it's not like Sale is picking apart a big strike zone. He's making them swing and miss. That's great stuff. As we mentioned before, there's 3 ways to get you: the fastball, the slider, and the changeup. All strikeout pitches, and he knows how to use them, and he knows where to locate them when he's ahead in the count. You really have to be disciplined in your approach to him, and you cannot get greedy.
Gregor Blanco takes a fastball down and away. We got lots of Giants fans who are here in Chicago for this series, and I think a couple Seagulls came from San Francisco here.
That's right. You think about Lake Michigan, you don't think about goals.
There's a strike to Blanco, and they're right in the middle of the game. Alexi Ramirez is thinking, what is going on?
Gertrude and Heathcliff.
Oh, that's who those are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking to like 20% of our crowd right there.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
You got to play to all demographics. That one just off the outside.
There was a great show back in the 50s and 60s. Red Skelton, who was a comedian, was very funny, and he did this shtick where he was Seagull, Gertrude and Heathcliff talking to each other, and it was pretty comical.
I'm glad he gave the explanation there. Blanco, a little soft line drive, base hit into left field. Just the third hit for a left-handed hitter against Sale all year. And the Giants have a little rally going. 2 on, 1 out, and their big hitters coming up.
There you see the 3 hits now with the swing of the bat from Gregor Blanco. As I mentioned, the other 2 hits came off the bat of Josh Hamilton in the same game. 3 for 37. It's to the point where teams just don't even play lefties against him. But from Blanco's perspective, he is the baddest man on the mountain right now. That's definitely an argument he can take into Bruce Bochy if he's out of the lineup someday when there's a left-hander throwing. Say, Boch, I got hits off Chris Sale. Come on.
Sale.
End of story. There's your argument.
Now here's Pence looking to do some damage. And you have to give the Giants credit. They are having good at-bats against Sale. That one is bounced left side. Gillespie to second one. Beckham to first. Not in time. Close play, but Pence fast enough to stay out of the double play.
Well, that's significant because it's going to allow Buster Posey a chance to get his hacks in against Sale with men in scoring position. All kind of comes up on Gillespie. Didn't stay in his glove very long, and really didn't stay in the glove of Gordon Beckham very long. Beckham's very good at getting a ball and getting rid of it with something on it. But when you have the speed of Hunter Pence, he's not that easy to double up, especially on a medium ground ball hit to the third baseman.
So here is Posey. Buster had a good at bat against Sale first time up and lined a base hit into right field.
And a 2-strike count too. He went the opposite way. Great example of not getting greedy.
Way inside with the fastball, and that hit him. That got a piece of his thigh. That will load the bases.
Ball really cut into him, and certainly not the type of drill that you're going to have a bruise with, but it did make a noise. Just skimmed the uniform. And Mike Everett, the plate umpire, says, take your base.
Well, the Giants have loaded him up against Sale for Pablo Sandoval. Pablo struck out his first time up. But now a second look against the White Sox lefty, who will pitch from the windup with the bases loaded. A little bit high, ball one.
Trying to tease him out of the strike zone up.
Good take. Well, for a struggling Giants team, great opportunity here to get on the board, get a little life. Sandoval swings and misses.
Boy, and that's the first time he's thrown a 2-seam fastball with a little tail running away from Sandoval. Saved it, surprised him with the movement.
One ball, one strike to count. Bases loaded, 2 down. And Sandoval chased one there. High fastball, 1-2.
Two-seam for the first strike, comes back with a four-seamer up above the zone, and bang, bang, with the fastball, he gets the 1-2 advantage. I remember it was a 94-mile-an-hour strike just above the zone that punched him out in his last at-bat in the first inning.
One and two. Pablo, foul ball, back out of play.
So he thinks he could throw fastballs by him, clearly. That's 3 in a row.
We'll see if he tries it again. One, two. That one, a little pop-up. Shortstop Ramirez there to make the catch. And the Giants load the bases but do not score. Good pitching by Sale to get out of the jam. 2-0 White Sox.
Company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
From overcast Chicago, 2-0 White Sox. Giants have put some pressure on Chris Sale early in this game. Giants fans, a lot of them here watching this 2-game series. Giants will travel after the game to Arizona. Tomorrow's off. And then a 3-game weekend series with the D-backs. Called strike to Adam Eaton, the leadoff man. Hudson misses inside, 1-1.
Almost took out the back knee. Here, yeah. back foot slider. That was almost a back knee slider.
You know, it's funny. The White Sox have the only 2 runs. Jose Abreu hit a 2-run homer, and they've had 4 hits against Hudson. But the Giants' innings at bat have gone on a lot longer than the White Sox. Eaton down the left field line, fair ball into the corner. Blanco plays the carom, and Adam Eaton has a leadoff double. That's another hit for Chicago. Well, John Miller will be coming over for the middle 3 innings here on the television side with Mike. Or Kruk, as we say there.
Kruk.
John's just getting ready now.
Dwayne Kemper on assignment today will join us on Friday in Arizona.
Hey, it's Kite's birthday tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We have to take him out tomorrow and do the town.
I'm trying to get rid of the crud before the birthday dinner tomorrow.
Oh, you'll be fine. You get the 2-day crud.
There's Gordon Beckham. Strike one. Beckham had a home run in yesterday's game. White Sox will come to San Francisco in August for the return visit. 2 games here, 2 games at AT&T Park. There's a called strike. It's 0-2. Beckham disagreed.
Everett had to think about that one just a little bit. This is a pure strikeout situation. Runner at second, nobody out. That's what he's pitching for. I mean, he'll take a comeback or a pop-up, don't get me wrong, but you just need to have a non-productive out. That's the goal.
0-2. In the dirt. Here's the pitch, and Beckham ground ball, sharply hit. Nice play by Arias to grab it, but that will move Eaton to third.
He's had 2 good at bats to the right side of the infield, both to Arias at first base, where he's really stung the ball in 2-strike situations. And you know, that's what good hitters do. They use the whole field. And in that situation, you think, I want to punch a hole in the right side. If it goes through and I knock him in, that's great. At the very least, it's a productive out. So it was indeed a productive out. Eaton moves up to third, and now the infield is going to have to come in against Gillespie. And once again, for Hudson, in his mind, it's a strikeout situation.
Yeah, the thing about this game, you've got Sale on the other side, so even though it's only the 3rd inning and it's only a 2-run lead for the White Sox, there's a lot of pressure to try to keep it 2-0. Gillespie had a double his first time up. Chopper to second. Hicks is coming home. Posey, tag, got him. Nice play all the way around. Hicks, the quick exchange. It wasn't a perfect throw, and Posey, that was a pretty athletic tag he made.
Well, on contact, Eaton, who has good speeds going, and Hicks knew when he got the ball he had to get rid of it quickly. And Posey with a long reach, and he has perfected that play. And he had to have every bit of the long reach to put a shoulder tag on Eaton, who has a very creative slide trying to get around Posey. That's a nice play.
Yeah, really well done. So that was out number 2. You have Gillespie at first base. And Jose Abreu at the plate. First pitch swing, a chopper to short. Adrianza forces out Gillespie. And just like that, the inning's over. John's coming over to join Mike. For the 4th, it's 2-0 Chicago.
Fest at AT&T Park. Your special event package will include access to the pregame Garlic Festival, a complimentary serving of garlic fries or garlic calamari, a wine stopper featuring Herbie, the Gilroy Garlic Festival mascot, and a ticket to the Giants-Reds game. Reminder, to participate in the Giants Garlic Fest, you need to buy a ticket in order to get the special deal. So go to sfgiants.com/special events. 2-0 White Sox were at the top of the fourth inning. Here to tell you all about it, John Miller.
All right, Dan. For the Giants, it'll be Michael Morris to lead off. 0-1 the count. Morris, who hit a home run against Sale last year. And that ball is fouled into the second deck off to the right. Still 0-2 and just barely got a piece of that one. Arias and then Hicks to follow.
Well, Chris Sale has definitely been as advertised, John. His stuff's electric. Works at quick pace. And you have to be able to control the rhythm when you're batting against him as a hitter. You have to have a plan, and you have to be disciplined to that plan. Because he doesn't give you a lot of time to think about it. He is on the go mode when he gets on that mound. 3 ways to strike out a right-hander with that slider at the back foot, change up below the zone, and then he'll elevate the fastball. And impeccable command. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of 3-ball counts today. He's been 0-1, 0-2, 1-2 on everybody, it seems.
All those strikeouts that he's had, 5 in the first 3 innings, the Giants have been able to cause him to build up a little bit of a pitch count. And that hit him. The slider on the foot of Michael Morris. It's the second batter hit by Chris Sale. Posey just barely got hit.
That was the front foot slider. So the Giants get what they want, though, for the second time in this game, and that's a leadoff hitter. On base. And that was really one of our keys.
Here's Arias, who singled to center his first time. He fell behind in the count 0-2, and then he ripped a base hit right through the middle. So he's 1 for 1. On 1. 2-0. The Giants are trailing. A 2-run first inning homer by Abreu. Over is Eaton. That was hit pretty well by Arias, but easily handled by Adam Eaton. 1 away. Morris back to first.
He hit the ball well. He just doesn't have the power to take on the deep part of the yard. Most of his home runs are going to go out to a pull side to left field.
Brandon Hicks now. Hicks grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the second. 2-0. The White Sox leading the Giants here in the fourth. Jose Abreu, who became the 3rd fastest in Major League history to reach 20 career homers. He did it in his 58th game. That's ball 1 up and away. Although when talking about Abreu, I asked Robin Ventura, the manager, about him, and he kept saying, well, people keep wanting to talk about he's a rookie and what a great rookie and this and that. He's 26. He just turned 27. So he's not a rookie. He's an experienced guy. He's the whole package. We didn't have to bring him in and start to develop him. He was already ready to go. Prepackaged, all set.
10 1/3 minor league innings.
Wally Berger, 1930, and he was a great hitter in that era. The fastest major leaguer ever to get his 20th home run. He did it in his 51st game. Mark McGwire, who was also quite a slugger, did it in his 56th game. Came up late one year and then into the next. And now Abreu, 3rd fastest ever.
And he's not just a brain dead hack either. I mean, he can hit. He's got a good approach. I mean, he thinks well. He'll create 1-pitch advantages by the way he thinks. And what's remarkable about the guy is that he doesn't know the league and he's doing this. What's he going to be like when he learns the league?
I pushed the cough button on the wrong machine over here. They got lots of machines here for me.
That's all right.
Hum, 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 hum. Oh, nope, wrong one again. 3-1 the count.
We work with a partner named Flim, so we're used to it. It's not a problem.
3 balls and a strike to Brandon Hicks. And he rolls it foul. Right now, Chris Sale, it's almost a guarantee for some of these Giants hitters. If it's a hitter's count, it's 2-0, 3-1. You're not going to see a fastball.
No, he doesn't give in to any count. I mean, that right there was a 3-1 changeup. I mean, he's got a 2-0 lead here. He's at the bottom of the lineup, and he's thinking, all right, I can throw whatever I want. I mean, that's incredible freedom for a pitcher, and that's big-time pressure for a hitter. You just can't lock onto one pitch and try and outguess him.
Strike 3 call.
And I'm sure Hicks does not agree with that call. It's the first called strike 3 of the day. And that's a pretty big zone right there. Anytime you see a catcher catch that ball outside of shin guard, and it's probably not a strike, at least in the eye of the hitter.
So here is Adrianza now. Pops it up. Abreu. And the side is retired. So Moore's hit by a pitch to start the inning. And then Sale rolls through the rest. 2-0 Chicago.
San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. The winner will be revealed during Giants post-game live. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on now and vote for your pick for the player of the game.
Chicago style.
Dog in Chicago, that is a serious matter. And if you happen to like ketchup on your hot dog, don't tell anybody around here.
No, that's a rules violation.
Ketchup on a hot dog? Are you kidding? Surely that must be a joke.
Heathen.
1 ball and 1 strike.
They have a Chicago style is with pickles and sliced tomatoes and onions, and then they have a relish that's kind of a abnormal green, delicious.
Changeup misses to Adam Dunn, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, there you have it right there. That's Chicago. And mustard. And it's as good as it gets, folks. It's a good one.
And what do you call those little peppers they put in?
Pepperoncinis?
Two and 1 the count. And that changeup high and away. 3-1.
But you asked the question. We are going to get you the proper answer for that. Call sports.
Sport? The pepper? Sport pepper? How can we not know that?
I don't know. That's a lot easier than pepperoncini, for crying out loud.
Adam Dunn gets the first walk of the day from Tim Hudson. And here is Alexei Ramirez, who beat out an infield hit his first time. Ramirez is hitting .313 for the year. Kansas City leading the Tigers 2-1 on the out-of-town scoreboard in the last of the 7th inning. J.D. Martinez hit a home run in the 7th for the only Tigers run. Kansas City has won 9 in a row, including 2 in a row over the Tigers, to move ahead of them in the American League Central Division, where the White Sox go for it. And that's down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Ramirez.
And you have to keep an eye on Dunn. Dunn will steal a base. He's got 1 on the year, so that makes him legit. And I don't think Hudson really looked at him, because the big fellow at first base, 6'6", 260-pounder, and that's the weight he admits to. He's maybe a bit bigger. He just walked right off, and he wasn't stopped. And if he gets that kind of a walking lead, he'll go.
And that's in there for a strike. By the way, that pepper they put on the Chicago style hot dog.
Yeah.
Vienna beef makes the one of the top hot dog makers, I guess. But they have sport peppers, Vienna sport peppers. Real Chicago style dogs always pack a little heat. So if you really want to be authentic.
Well, they're some of the best hot dogs you'll ever have. You come to Chicago, do 2 things. Go to Wrigley Field, see the Cubs. Come to U.S. Cellular Field, see the White Sox, and have Chicago-style hot dogs. They will not let you down.
What about the deep dish pizza?
Oh, yeah. But you do that downtown, though.
Oh, so if you're downtown, but if you're at the ballpark.
Yeah, I don't think the ballpark pizza is as good as the downtown pizza.
Right field, Pence. And that is out number 1. Dunn goes back to first. Geno's East for the deep. I think a bunch of the Giants sponsors came on this trip.
They did.
And I think maybe they went over to Geno's East.
It's good stuff. It really is. But whatever you do, don't go in there and say, I want deep dish pizza light, because you will get asked to leave.
And if you go in and have the deep dish pizza, it may take a couple of years off your life. There's always that.
But it's worth it.
What a way to go.
That's how good it is.
0-1 the count to Viciedo. Grounded into a double play his first time.
They have a hamburger here where they give you a cheeseburger, and they take a big scoop of macaroni and cheese and put it on top of that. Then they put a big lump of cheese on top of that. Then they put bacon on top of that. Now you can get that here at the ballpark.
I thought that was in Pittsburgh.
No, but they've got things around. I mean, these are just monumental gut bombs. And God knows how many calories are in the thing, but you know what? Come to the ballpark, it's a day of celebration. You might as well take a day off from your regular diet and launch.
I'm not going for that moment, the macaroni and cheese on the burger, though. I'm just telling you right now. If you're looking for the perfect thing to get me,
yeah,
that's not it.
Chicago style dog?
Yeah. Although the sport pepper, I might just remove that as well. Don't tell anybody. 1-2 the count to Viciedo, who hit a long home run here last night. Giants got to Chicago Monday night, and we're leaving town already right after this game. Two and two the count.
Big time sink right there. He was looking for a ground ball.
Viciedo hit a double play ball in the second, which was a big play in that inning. Ramirez had hit a single to start the inning. Then Viciedo hit the double play. And then De Asa followed that up with a triple. But the White Sox did not score in the inning. Broken bat, bloop into center, base hit.
Well, Viciedo looks like Juan Uribe a lot at the plate. I mean, the way that his hands fire through the contact zone. Strong-handed hitter. Take a look at how he keeps that bat in that strike zone a long time, but right there when he throws the head, it's very quick, very Juan Uribe-like.
Now De Asa, who hit the triple, a sharp grounder right past the first base bag and all the way into the right field corner back in the second inning. He's had a very bad start to the season, but that triple was one of the bright spots for him so far early on. He came into this game hitting only 196. And he's not a part-time guy either. He's an everyday outfielder. He's had 210 at-bats this year. 2 men on, 1 man out. The White Sox already leading 2-0. There's a changeup for a strike.
That's a good pitch.
I asked Hudson about how we might be able to figure out his changeup from his splitter, and he said, I tend to throw the splitter mainly on 2-strike counts. So if you see something before that, it's probably the changeup.
And he says, you know, there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just one time, one will feel better that day. I'll run with it. But you know, the thing about it too is he may steer away from that changeup, the circle change, for 3 or 4 games, and all of a sudden he picks it up, maybe 5th inning of a start, and he has no problem throwing it 3-2. Great confidence in everything he has.
Got a 2-1 count here to De Asa. And the foul off to the left makes it 2-2. Giants had the day off in Arizona tomorrow, and then the 3-game set with Kirk Gibson's ball club on Friday. Game 1, Tim Lincecum up against Josh Colmentor. Vogelsong up against Brandon McCarthy Saturday night, and then the Sunday afternoon game, Bumgarner versus the rookie Bolsinger, whom we have not seen. Dunn at second, Viciedo at first. 1 out in the inning. That's a base hit, and it also sounded like he broke his back. And the bases are loaded now. These 2 hits in succession both sounded as if the hitter broke the bat.
Now, normally that's a pretty good sound if you're a pitcher, and that's what you're pitching for. Get it off the sweet spot. But not this inning. They're finding holes.
So Posey out conferencing with Tim Hudson. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th inning.
For Hudson, pitch for the ground ball early, pitch for the strikeout late. Early in the count, you want that ground ball. Pound the zone with the hard sliders, sinker. But everything that he has, every pitch that he has, is movement that has a downward bite to it.
Flowers in a big moment in last night's game with 2 down in the 4th inning and the game tied, came up with the bases loaded. And he coaxed a walk out of Matt Cain. That was the go-ahead run for the White Sox. Hudson, who is very capable of getting a ground ball for a double play. He badly wants one of those right now. Up the middle. That's a base hit. It was the ground ball. 1 run in and 2 runs in. Viciedo just ahead of the throw by Perez. And it is now 4-0 White Sox.
It's so frustrating for a pitcher. And Hudson's pretty good about getting in position after he throws it. He's got a little lean to the right side, but it's just a little bit higher than his backhand, and you can see the disappointment. That ground ball comes off the bat, you're thinking, all right, I got this play, and it gets by you, and you don't even know how. So it winds up being a nice at bat for Flowers. But that was the ground ball he was looking for.
Dave Righetti out with Tim Hudson. The White Sox got a leadoff walk to Adam Dunn, and then with 1 out, 3 consecutive singles. Viciedo, De Asa, and Flowers. And the leadoff man, Adam Eaton, is coming up. 2 runs are in. That base hit, by the way, for Tyler Flowers, it's been a while for him. He had gone 0 for his last 25 before that base hit. And really, it was a base hit, but it was just a ground ball. Back to the bag at second, De Asa. De Asa has 8 steals this year, second most on the White Sox. Eaton has flied out to left and doubled down the left field line. And he chased. He looks very disgusted. Strike 1.
Well, that's right. I really sense that he's grown a lot already in his young career. When we first saw him with the Diamondbacks, you could get him to go out of the strike zone a lot. But now he's tightened it up. It's rare that he will chase, especially early in the count. And I think what he's been convinced of is that he's a good 2-strike hitter. And don't be afraid to take early pitches. Let that pitcher work.
Runs off the outside.
I was really surprised, John, this winter when the Diamondbacks traded Adam Eaton. I think it's a real good deal here for the White Sox.
I think it surprised a lot of people. And the White Sox were thrilled to be able to get him. 1-2 the count. So far, Eaton with a .275 batting average as a member of the White Sox. Came in with an on-base percentage in play today above .340. And he's added a little spice to the top of their lineup. There is Adrianza. Just in time. I thought maybe he might have a shot at the runner at second, but he wanted to go for Eaton, the man in front of him. He didn't have much time to decide because Eaton, a very fast runner.
Chad Fairchild, the first base umpire, on the call. Yeah, I agree with you. No contest there, no argument from the White Sox, but boy, there was an easy out right behind him, and that could have taken a runner out of scoring position.
I mean, you really want to say, well, he wanted to get the sure out. It looked to me like the sure out was at second base.
Yeah, I agree. And we see little things like that that just really echo about the inexperience that Adrianza has at the big league level. And that was an example of it.
Gordon Beckham. Now, hard to figure what he was thinking there, because if you can get that man at second base and keep him from going out of scoring position, that's the play you want to go for. And so you wonder, well, did he forget how many outs there were? Just get the out at first, end the inning? Well, did he not realize that Flowers is a catcher and not a fast runner? Gordon Beckham has twice grounded out to Arias, the first baseman. 2-0.
That's also a play that you could have gotten some help from with Brandon Hicks. I mean, you're right there. He could have yelled, "Bring it over." And maybe he was assuming he was going to take the out at second base, and he was surprised that he went to first base.
Surprise, I think, is the operative word. Along the right field line and foul into the crowd.
You get an example of just how wide open the out was at second. I mean, you have to see that out of your corner of your eye if you're the shortstop. The way he went through with the play was almost like he thought there was 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just gone over and run over to the bag himself.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to make a throw. 2-1 the count to Gordon Beckham. Runners at second and third. Hudson, who gave up the 2-run homer to Abreu in the first inning. The White Sox have 2 runs so far here in the 4th inning and 2 more runners in scoring position right now. Casia at third, Flowers at second. Just off the inside.
Very close to the same area that was strike 3 to Brandon Hicks.
Full count to Beckham. White Sox have 8 hits in this game already. Here is Adrianza. And the inning is over. But 2 runs already across in the inning. On to the 5th. And the Giants are down 4-0.
Or visit Subaru.com to learn more.
White Sox 4, Giants nothing as we move into the Giants' 5th inning. Chris Sale throwing his final warm-up. Giants sponsors who come in from San Francisco with the ball club on Monday, who've had a nice couple of days here in Chicago. Chance to see the Giants on the road.
It's always a fun group. Giants take him out Monday when they all came in on the team plane and got to experience one of Chicago's finest restaurants. And then last night's ball game, quick turnaround today, and they head back.
They told me that they were going to Gibson's on Rush Street Monday night. So I invited myself. Said, hey, I'm available. So what time should I be there? Right to Gillespie at third. And Juan Perez is retired. One away. And leadoff man Gregor Blanco is next. Giants have 4 hits so far against Chris Sale. Sale with 6 strikeouts, no walks, but he's hit a couple of batters. So they've had some base runners, but no runs so far. Blanco got only the 3rd hit by any left-handed hitter this year against Sale, and he blooped into left field back in the 3rd inning. Lefties, even with that hit, are 3 for 37 against Sale this year. And mind you, it's not that right-handed hitters are roughing him up. They're hitting below 200 against him as well. 0-1 the count as Blanco bluffed the bunt.
Yeah, he's just got nasty stuff. And a great command of nasty stuff.
And he ran up as if to bunt, and that one is in for a strike. Big breaking ball.
Well, Blanco stepping out of the batter's box right now. I mean, he's voicing huge displeasure with the call strike. He thought that was inside. Subtle way to let an umpire know that you're not real enthusiastic about the call.
Past the mound and through the middle. And Gregor Blanco gets another hit against Sale.
Well, it's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag CSNBA fan photo, your full name and your hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. This is Antoinette from Hanford, California, and her grandson Gabriel, who's 3 years old, huge Giants fan, and he's a big Gregor Blanco fan, especially against left-handed hitters.
So Blanco 2 for 3 in this game. Hunter Pence in the dirt, ball 1. Flowers keeps it in front of him. Blanco has to hold it first. Pence has struck out and grounded into a force play.
This is a big inning right here. Got to make some noise with this part of the lineup. And now that they've got Sale in the stretch, it's a real opportunity.
That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hunter Pence. Pence hit a home run here last night. His 10th of the year, 2nd in the club in home runs now. Two and 1.
We go back and take a look at the swing of the bat that put the Giants on the board in the first inning with Pence's 10th home run. And John Miller, you were just saying that this was such a great place for home runs, this ballpark, and no sooner did the words come out of your mouth, whoop, he proved you right.
I wish I could say we had it all worked out ahead of time. 2-2. Pence has 10 home runs total. That one was to left center. And of his home runs, 7 have gone to left field and 3 have gone to right field. And in terms of his base hits, the majority of his hits to any of the 3 fields have gone to left, but he sprays them around all around the ballpark. Broken bat. Eaton, after a late break, can't get it. Eaton reacting to the swing apparently, and he never could recover from that. And Pence, who may have broken his bat, has a bloop single.
Yeah, that's exactly what Eaton was reacting to. He expected more fly ball than what he got. And by the time he tried to redirect and come in, he just couldn't make up this. He came close. I mean, it's a noble effort, but you see he takes a couple steps back. Now he loops around, and it's a horrible route, but it's just all because he judged that off the crack of the bat he was going to get a fly ball over his head. So a break for the Giants, and now they've got Posey up here who could do some damage.
Buster has singled and been hit by a pitch, so he's been on twice against Chris Sale. Giants with an opportunity here. Blanco at second, Pence at first. A lot of speed out there. Way inside and low. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, 1 ball, and no strikes. He got the call on that one. That was a low strike. It's 1-1. Seagulls flying around out in center field, just cavorting out there, and it may be a distraction to Buster. I think it was a distraction to Blanco when it happened in his at bat in the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch, way inside.
Yeah, those two Seagulls were out there. I told Dave that that's Gertrude and Heathcliff, and he looked at me like I was speaking Russian. He had none clue what I was talking about, and I said, Dave, I'm speaking to 20% of our audience. I think that's very funny.
Well, Dave he's good for us. You got to see what it's like when we're not on the air. We're just out to dinner with him. We have laughs over things that big stars and lines and whatnot from 10 years, 20 years before he was born.
He just sits there with his swivel stick and he stirs his drink. Yeah, okay, that's great, funny stuff. Good guys, I like it.
I guess I'll turn in now. Blanco at second, Pence at first. 2-1 to Posey. And that is low with a changeup. 3-1. Pablo Sandoval on deck.
And again, here's the situation where you're ahead in the count. Normally you let off Shaft, especially if you're down 4 runs. But against Sale, you can't do it. I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to get a fastball here. In fact, probably won't.
Up the middle, base hit. Right in the middle of the Seagulls. Blanco with the first Giants run, and Pence goes to third. And Posey crossed up the White Sox defense. The shortstop was way over into the hole. And that ball probably would have been played had Ramirez just been straight up.
Oh, you're right. If they have normal shortstop depth at second base for a double play, that's probably what they're going to get. But it winds up being an outstanding at bat for Posey, who turned around a 3-1 fastball on the corner, knee high on the outside part of the plate.
Don Cooper, the longtime pitching coach for the White Sox, out to talk with Chris Sale.
And I think that's an example of what we're talking about, where you can't get greedy. Posey wasn't thinking home run right there. He was going back up the middle. And the reward was you get an RBI in, and now you get the time run up the plate with Pablo Sandoval. And that's what a quality arm like Sale will do to a hitter.
Sale has averaged about 5 hits allowed per 9 innings for the season. The Giants have 7 hits on the board against him now, and this is the 5th inning. Sandoval has struck out and popped out. And it's 0-1. Pablo helped him out chasing a low fastball there.
Well, he's just been giving no respect fastballs.
Pablo's not been able to catch up to one yet. Posey at first, Pence at third. And it's a ball and a strike now. So Sale really looking vulnerable at the moment, but Pablo, seeing him for the 3rd time, the first 2 times have not gone well for him. Michael Morse on deck. And that's too low. And off the inside. 2-1. And Flowers is having to move all over the place from one side to the other right now. Sale has now thrown 87 pitches in this game. We're only in the 5th inning. Giants built up his pitch count early on. 2-1. Center field. Pence tagging at third. And Eaton with the catch, and here comes Hunter Pence as the throw goes in towards second, and it is 4-2. Sandoval gets that runner home from third with the sacrifice fly.
That's a great bat. It really is. If you're facing a great strikeout pitcher in a strikeout situation, and you can still put enough bat on the ball to get the sac fly. That's a great bat. So they have done what they've needed to do this time through the lineup against Sale. And now they have a chance to do more with Power coming in the box, who has homered lifetime against Sale, Michael Morse. And he represents a tying run.
Morse struck out in the second, then got hit in the foot by a pitch in the 4th. And they play him to pull. The shortstop, Ramirez, way over to the hole toward third. Getting that low strike. 1-1. Buster Posey, the runner at first. 2 down in the inning. 2 runs are in. 0-2. Morse, who is the Giants' home run and RBI leader. Chase that one and got a piece of it. Another changeup down and away. Still 0-2.
Well, Chris Sale, I mean, he pitches off the strike zone as good as anybody we've seen all year. Meaning that when he gets a 2-strike on a guy, I mean, he throws below the zone just to the.
There is Abreu. And the inning is over. Well, just as you're talking about it, he did it again. Giants get 2. It's 4-2 Chicago.
Versus rewind. We go back to June 12, 2003. That's when the Giants were here taking on the White Sox. Bartolo Colon struck out Barry Bonds 3 times, but Bonds took him deep in the 9th. A 2-run shot that would tie the ball game in the 4th at 4 apiece, and then Rich Aurilia added a grand slam later in the inning, and the Giants would win 8-4. And that is our AT&T U-verse rewind. That matchup that night between Colon and Bonds was phenomenal.
And that was the young Colon who was throwing 96, 97 mile an hour fastballs. 0-1 the count to Connor Gillespie, leading it off here in the 5th inning. against Tim Hudson. Gillespie hit a double down the right field line in the first and then scored on the Abreu homer. First 2 runs of the game. And then he hit into a fielder's choice his last time. That's a base hit. Big curveball, and he slaps it right through. 2 more hits for Gillespie. He's had 4 hits in the series. The former Giants prospect. And it just never happened for him as a Giant. The White Sox instead are helping him realize his big league dreams.
Well, and sometimes that's what it takes to have it kick in. You need to get traded. It will make you a better professional player, that's for sure.
Here is Abreu. He had a line drive into the White Sox bullpen in left field for his 20th home run, his first time. That's a line drive, right center field. Pence over to cut it off, and Gillespie will go around to third. So 2 quick hits to start the 5th inning. The White Sox have 10 hits against Hudson already. Now Adam Dunn. The Giants are going to get some action going in their bullpen now.
Okay, that's another example of just how good of a hitter Abreu is. He's never seen Tim Hudson in his life. Takes him deep first at bat, and here late in the game goes the opposite way, and a pretty good pitch location wise from Hudson.
That's a strike.
So in one game, you know the guy has power, but you also know that he's got finesse.
So when you saw him hit the home run, okay, we know he's got power. He proved it. But this one, it's almost like you're a little more impressed with the way he approached this one.
Well, I was impressed with the fastball or the home run because it was in a 2-strike count. But this one here, I mean, normally a big hitter, a big home run guy goes deep at first at bat. He's thinking, I'm going to get double digits. I'm going to get another 2, maybe 3 home runs today. I mean, that's their mindset. But he's up there with a runner at first base, and he takes the pitch and goes with it. That was not a greedy swing. And that does impress me.
Back in the first inning, as that ball goes foul, Abreu hit the home run.
And this really wasn't a bad pitch either. It was a sinker that was moving into it. It's bin arm power. We saw him with a bin arm approach last night to the inside corner against Kane. Very impressive. But here he does it at 2-strike count. And he's a guy that doesn't have to get his arms extended to beat you. And that to me is a pure sign of power. But that was a pretty nice pitch. When you start talking about the performance of the pitch, it was up a little bit, but still had movement that was working its way down in towards the right-handed hitter. That's an impressive swing of the bat with 2 strikes against the guy you don't know.
Adam Dunn. That one is on its way back there, gone. And that really hurts. 7-2 White Sox. That is the 12th home run of the year for Adam Dunn.
That's where it elevates on contact. You see the glove. It's right to where Posey wanted to throw it. And Adam Dunn just simply beat the scouting report. Just a short, quick stroke. He doesn't overswing. Doesn't have to. He's so strong. Wow.
7-2 White Sox, and ball 1 to Alexei Ramirez. He's had an infield hit and has flied out to right. 12 homers this year for Adam Dunn, and he's got 5 home runs in his career now against Tim Hudson in only 36 career at bats. Not many guys have numbers like that against Tim Hudson. Not home run numbers like that. 1 homer every 7 at bats. Adam Dunn with the 12 home runs. That's 452 career home runs for him now. The career that started for him back in midseason in 2001 when the Cincinnati Reds brought him to the big leagues. For the White Sox, 2 big power hitters have both hit home runs in this game against Hudson. 2-1 to Alexei Ramirez. Juan Gutierrez is warming up in the Giants bullpen.
Yeah, baby, I knew that was my batter.
Hudson, who has really not had a game like this year as a Giant. 7 runs allowed in 4+ innings. On the run is Blanco. Dives and he's got it. That's why Blanco is one of the top outfielders in the National League.
Well, he had a better jump on this one. And the best part about Blanco, and it's something that you have to point out, is when he dives, he maintains soft hands. I mean, when he touches, he usually catches. And a lot of guys that extend out, they lose that softness in their hands. He does not.
Viciedo pops it up, and there is Arias into foul ground. 2 down. By the way, Tim Hudson, we're talking about Hudson. The most runs he had given up in any game this year was 4, and that was at Coors Field in Colorado back in mid-April. He's given up 7 here today at the new Comiskey Park.
Well, he's never done well here at the new Comiskey Park. His ERA coming into this game lifetime was 9. So this place has been hard on him. But you know what? I mean, this is a very similar type of ballpark to Coors Field. It's live.
And Coors Field is his all-time worst ballpark.
Indeed. These 2 ballparks have really haunted him through his career.
No swing. 1 ball and no strikes to De Asa.
Those are the lifetime numbers here at Cellular Field. 1-3 with a 9.00 ERA.
Only 2 of those starts in interleague play with Atlanta. Down the right field line. That's a fair ball. And an automatic double as it bounces out of play. So De Asa adds a double to his earlier triple and is now 3 for 3. He singled in between those 2 extra base hits. And Bruce Bochy's going out. This just has not been Tim Hudson's day. Tyler Flowers coming up. And Bochy's got Gutierrez ready in the bullpen. So Tim Hudson heads off when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Again today, and knocking out one of the Giants' top starters early on. They put 8 on the board in 5 innings against Kane last night, and 7 in 4 2/3 innings on the board against Tim Hudson today so far. And here is Juan Gutierrez in from the Giants bullpen.
Take a look at the numbers for Gutierrez. 1-2 with a 3.69 ERA. And With Gutierrez, you're going to see mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. 26 strikeouts in 31 2/3 is a good ratio. And 26 strikeouts to 6 walks is fantastic.
For Tim Hudson, 7 runs, 12 hits in 4 2/3 innings. The most runs, the most hits allowed by Hudson in any game by far. But I have a feeling that he's had other games like that in this ballpark over the years.
Hey, it gets everybody. I don't care who you are, you've got one place that haunts you.
Tyler Flowers with a runner at second, 2 down, facing Gutierrez. Out in shallow center, Hicks called off by Adrianza. So with 1 pitch, Gutierrez ends the inning. Arias, Hicks, Adrianza coming up. The Giants are down by 5.
Next homestand Monday, June 23rd through Wednesday the 25th. All 3 games have dynamic deal options. Tickets start as low as $12 for the Monday and Tuesday night games. So go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. You can get tickets to the Padres game and check out other dynamic deals that are in the future. John?
But that's the next one.
That's the next one, baby.
Guy who came up with the White Sox many years ago, then later became the manager of the White Sox and won a World Series as the manager of the White Sox, which that had not happened here on the south side of Chicago for a long time. Ozzie Guillen. And Ozzie here today. The Giants shortstop today, Ehire Adrianza, is the godson of Ozzie Guillen. Here's Arias. And that's a called strike. I have a feeling on one play a little bit earlier, Ozzie would like to have gone down and had a little chat with Adrianza. At second base, there is Beckham. And Arias is now 1 for 3 against Chris Sale. 1 out.
Well, if you have a manager that was a former shortstop, player on the team that he's going to have the least amount of patience with is going to be the shortstop. Same thing about a manager who's a former catcher like Bruce Bochy. The least amount of patience he has towards his players is the catching position. So on down the line. That's the way it is. It's the one position you're most critical of if you are a manager. The one you played.
The White Sox had gone almost as long as the Cubs without winning a World Series. Not I guess, quite as long, but when they won that World Series in 2005, that ended one of the longest droughts this side of Wrigley Field in Major League history for winning the World Series. They swept the Houston Astros, which was the very first World Series the Astros had ever been in. Ozzie was the manager, and Kenny Williams, the Stanford grad, a former Stanford star, was the GM. Hicks, that's a called strike. It's 2-2. Hicks has hit into a double play and been called out on strikes. And it looked like that hit show might run for a long time here in the south side of Chicago, but at some point the wind started fading, and Ozzie ended up being fired. And that's all for Hicks. High hard one, 94 miles an hour.
Well, one thing you could never accuse Ozzie of, and that's being boring. One of the more colorful players in the history of baseball.
And an excellent shortstop, a Gold Glove winning shortstop.
Oh, he can play.
Although I remember Cal Ripken once hit a ground ball very softly to short. Ozzie came in, barehanded it, and dropped it. And Cal beat it out for a hit. A little bit later, Cal got to second base. He said, Ozzie, let me ask you. I thought you had time, because I'm not a fast runner. I thought you had time to glove that ball to make the throw. And I said, Papi, if you barehand it and you drop the ball, no error. I'm going for the Gold Glove this year. And he did, in fact, win his first Gold Glove that year. Adrianza, the godson of Ozzie Guillen, fouls out. 7-2 White Sox.
INS.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
On the south side of Chicago at the new Comiskey Park, now known as U.S. Cellular Field, the Giants are trailing 7-2. I thought I saw 7-0 there, but it's not 7-0. That's just not true. 7-2. So for the second day in a row, the news for the Giants here in Chicago is not good. Top of the order against Gutierrez, on in relief of Tim Hudson, and there's a called strike to Eaton. Eaton has flied out to left, doubled to left, and grounded out to short. There is Perez. Medium deep left center. One away. Hawk Harrelson, longtime TV voice of the White Sox. And they have some of his most famous sayings.
He's funny.
That's on a T-shirt. Get a Hawk Harrelson T-shirt. When they hit a home run, they say, "You can put it on the board." Yes.
When you first told me that, I go, "No," and then you said, "No, that's true." And then when we actually heard one, I thought it was the greatest home run call I'd ever heard. There's the Hawk.
Outstanding Major League player. Was a big-time home run hitter. Helped the Boston Red Sox in the impossible dream year in Boston. They called 1967 the impossible dream season. The Red Sox had finished 9th place the year before, and this was before divisional play. They brought in Dick Williams as their new manager. They were hoping to play around 500. They ended up winning the American League pennant in a great race and got to the World Series against Bob Gibson and the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's great to take a look at his profile.
There's Hicks into shallow right. Pence right behind him, but Hicks is under this one. 2 down. Beckham retired.
It's easy to see where they call him the Hawk.
Hawk actually got fired that year. He got fired. Charlie Finley had him in the Kansas City A's. They were the Kansas City A's in those days. And Hawk criticized Charlie Finley in the papers, and Charlie fired him. And he became a free agent, and the Boston Red Sox had lost Tony Conigliaro. He had been beaned horribly, and he was out for the rest of the year, and Hawk Harrelson was just what they needed, and they could not have won the pennant that year without him. Here's Gillespie. 2 hits for him again today. He's had 4 hits in the 2 games, and the count is 0-1. But Hawk the next year, he played the full season with the Red Sox, and he hit 30 home runs. Teamed up with Carl Yastrzemski and Rico Petrocelli. They had a lot of sluggers in that Boston team. And he was one of the real flashy players of that era, too. Always a character, and he was an outstanding hitter. Steve Stone. Stoney is his partner here now.
The very first game I ever got into the big leagues in 1976, September, was a game that he started. I relieved him in the 3rd inning. It was great. When he left the bullpen that day, he walked by the bench where all the relievers were sitting. He goes, "Get ready, boys. I got nothing." And I thought he was kidding. Is he kidding? No, I don't think so. And he proceeded to go out there and get spanked around a little bit. And I got to be a big leaguer that day. I got to get into a game. It was fun. But it turned out later his arm was barking, and he had some soreness in his arm.
Where is Stoney, by the way?
He's kind of behind the glass.
Oh, in the corner. There he is. In the far left corner of the picture. I kept looking, thinking, where is he? 1-2. So he literally had nothing, and he knew it before he even went out there.
He knew it. Better keep stretching out, fellas. I got nothing today. That's how he walked across the lines to go pitch a big league game. It's against the New York Mets. Jerry Koosman was pitching for the Mets. And but I loved him. I mean, Steve Stone really took care of the rookies, and of which I was one. He's a good veteran and a good pitcher. Cy Young Award winner with the Baltimore Orioles.
He had a 25-win season. Won the Cy Young Award for Baltimore. 25-7, 1980. And Stone said that he kind of sacrificed his arm, thinking this is my one shot to win the Cy Young Award, and he would not allow the arm pain to sidetrack him, and he won it. He was never quite the same after that, that's for sure.
And his strength was the curveball. It was a good one.
Originally came up as a Giant, Steve Stone. 2-2 the count to Gillespie. 2 down, and that's a foul ball. And he's become just an outstanding color analyst on television here in Chicago, and worked for a long time with Harry Carey. And he wrote a book about it. The title of the book was, "Hey, Steve, where's Harry?"
That's true. You walk around Chicago, and if you're a partner of somebody like Harry Carey, they're going to ask you, "Hey, Steve, where's Harry?" Harry Carey, who was with the White Sox and the Cubs. And it's not a normal guy that's going to get beloved by both fan bases.
Popped him up, shallow center, and Perez in from center, and that's the inning. Dave Fleming is heading back over for the radio side. Mike, enjoyed it very much, although the score not so good. 7-2 White Sox.
Full innings of play. The Giants 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The White Sox 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors. Tim Hudson, a season high 7 runs allowed on 12 hits. Chris Sale has been fantastic as advertised. The big swing of the bat has come from Jose Abreu, his 20th. Adam Dunn is 12. Buster Posey, a good day today with 2 for 2. And it is now 7-2 White Sox. And that is our Toyota game summary. And once again, here's Dave Fleming.
Thank you, Mike. Juan Perez for the Giants against Sale, who's still in. We don't know for how long. And Juan Perez with a base hit up the middle. So the Giants with another hit against Sale. That's their 8th of the game. And now back at the top of the order, Sale, who is right around 100 pitches for the game. Just over 100 now. And the bullpen is working. Jake Petrichka is the right-hander who's getting loose for the White Sox. Blanco's had a good day with those 2 hits against Sale. For a left-hander, very, very rare.
Now this at-bat takes on a different meaning now because of those previous 2 hits. Sale knows exactly what's going on here. I mean, he knows it was domination over the lefties this year. Just 2 guys in all of baseball have gotten hits off him from the left side.
In the dirt.
And Blanco with a chance for a 3-hit day after striking out his first at bat against Sale.
That would be pretty amazing.
That would be epic. It's just a little story within the game, and this is a good one between these 2 guys.
All right, try that slider. Bounced it outside. Well, with Pence and Posey due up after this, could be that this is the last hitter for Sale no matter what.
Yeah, you're right. Pitch count's going to get him. He's at 106.
Giants have made him work hard today. 2-1. just outside. Well, you got to give Gregor Blanco credit. Two hits already. Now a good hitter's count, 3-1. Sale throws. A good swing. Foul ball to the backstop.
Santiago Casia is starting to get heated up. He's going to get a chance to get into a game since he first game that he's going to get into since coming off the DL.
Well, it's good to have him back. He was active last night. Blanco just a little dribbler foul. Normally not the kind of game or situation where Santiago Casia would get into a game. He's one of the Giants' top late inning relievers with the team ahead or a real close game. But I think the Giants do want to get him in just off the DL. So he's getting ready for the bottom of the 7th. 3-2. Blanco. Foul ball. Making Chris Sale work hard. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat, and it's ball 4. Slider, he walked him. Gregor Blanco, heck of a day. On base for the 3rd time, and here comes Robin Ventura, the manager, to take Sale out. So that means the White Sox would go to their bullpen to try to get the final 9 outs in this game, and Sale shaking his head. A big ovation for Sale. Pitched well, but the Giants do manage to get him out of the game when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Game 7-2 White Sox, but it's a bullpen game now for Chicago. 2 on, nobody out in the 7th. And the new pitcher, the right-hander out of the Chicago bullpen, Jake Petrichka. Jake Petrichka.
Well, Petrichka's numbers through 28 games very good. He's 0-1 on the record, but 27 hits allowed in 35 2/3 innings. That tells you how tough he is. He's also got 26 strikeouts, and he's a sinker baller. But we're talking high velocity. From low to high 90s with the sink. He is a ground ball specialist, got a slider to go with it and a changeup. And he also can get a wild hair up his nose. He's not a comfortable at bat. Guy throws that hard with that type of movement. That's going to be a heavy ball, and you don't want to get drilled with that.
He was very surprised to hear that I changed his name on him. There's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike one.
Knee high, wrap it around the outside corner, perfect location. So that's how he opens up the at bat. That just got Hunter Pence's attention, I guarantee you.
2 on, nobody out. Good chance here for the Giants. That's a ball. That one moving all over the place at 95. In the dirt. Good save by Flowers. Well, the top of the order has been very good for the Giants today. Blanco on base for the 3rd time. Pence has a hit, has scored a run. Posey has not made it out. He's on deck. Jake Petrichka. Pence, hard ground ball, base hit into left field. Flannery's going to put the stop sign on for Juan Perez. Even though Perez has good speed, you're down 7-2. You can't take any chances. So the bases are loaded with nobody out for Posey.
Well, you're right. You're not going to take any chances, and these White Sox arms are good. So if you're Tim Flannery down 5, you got to make sure that runner can score if you're going to send him.
Well, Buster's starting to get the bat going again, hitting .278. 9 home runs, 34 batted in. Great chance for an RBI or 2 or 3 or 4 in this at bat. Bases loaded, nobody out. That one rides in, but called a strike.
Now this ballpark is built for comebacks.
One swing and the game would feel a whole lot different. That on the outside at 96, strike 2.
Well, they set the target on the outside both pitches. The first one went up and in and just caught the high corner of the strike zone. It's kind of a generous strike, and here he comes back and nails the intended location. So it winds up being a pretty impressive 2-strike sequence to get the quick 0-2 advantage. High and tight, low and away.
0-2 in the dirt. Wow. And another good save by Flowers.
Flowers may not have the best arm, but he's a good receiver and he blocks well. And at 96-mile-an-hour sink, you don't have a lot of time to slide over, but he got his hand in a good position. He didn't try and shortstop the ball. Nice play.
1-2 to Posey. Bases loaded, nobody out. Buster hits a fly ball center field. Eaton is there, tagging Perez. The throw will be cut off. Perez scores. So Posey gets the sac fly, and it's 7-3. The Giants down by this many runs. Maybe hoping for something even more damaging than that, but they'll take it. Still only 1 out in the inning. They got the 2 runners out there.
Well, and that's the key. I mean, you're facing a guy who's a big-time sinker baller, and you want to stay out of the rally, kill, and double play. So you do hit into an out, but it's an out that's productive. You score a run, and you keep it moving for the next guy.
Yeah, and I think particularly Posey fell behind 0-2 quickly. That's a good at bat.
Yeah, and he wasn't thinking sac fly there. As it wound up to do that in a 2-strike situation against a guy you don't know about, it's pretty good at bat. But he wasn't thinking. He was thinking base hit. Keep the line moving by way of the base hitter. Get a walk. Outs are precious, no doubt.
Here's Pablo. 2 on, 1 out. Slashes at that one foul. Well, he does get to bat left-handed here. Pablo is a right-handed hitter against Sale. 0 for 2, but he had a sac fly, knocked in a run. You got good speed still out there. Blanco at second, Pence at first. Another good swing there by Sandoval, but a foul ball. 0-2. Inside, that sinker moving so much from Petrichka. Sandoval, base hit right field. Blanco to third, and he'll get the stop sign. Same principle as before, but Sandoval's got his first base hit of the game. And once again, they're loaded up, this time for Michael Morse. And he's the possible tying run.
Well, and you want your leading home run, leading RBI guy up there.
Well, the pitching coach, Don Cooper, coming out. Four career grand slams for Michael Morse.
Yeah, and hitting .319.
Well, you should. It's easy for me to say, but with the bases loaded, it's a good spot for a hitter because there's no margin for error. A walk scores a run. The pitcher, in a lot of ways, is forced to be very aggressive in the strike zone. So you should get something to hit. Bases loaded, one out. And a sinker right on the outside, right at the knees, strike one. Perfect pitch to start the at bat.
Yeah, that's how he introduced himself, and that's an impressive way.
Morris swings and misses. 97 up.
Oh, he was tardy too. The difference between 97 and 95, that's two different pitches. That's like a difference between a slider and a curveball. And with movement too. I mean, that's unique. He's digging deep here for fastballs. Petrichka is.
Another 0-2 count. He misses with that 97-mile-an-hour sinker. That's a big-time arm.
Rookie. 25. Raw stuff. You see Zach Putnam starting to get heated up.
Morris hanging in there.
And that looked like either a backup slider or a changeup.
See if he comes back with the hard stuff here. 1-2. In the dirt, very hard, but a ball. And this becomes a big pitch. With the bases loaded, Petrichka does not want a full count. Last chance maybe to get Morse to chase something out of the zone. 2-2. Morris strikes out swinging. Big pitch there.
Now he kept reaching back for more and more, and at the end he gets him to go at 97-mile-an-hour sink. Watch this thing bottom out. That's beyond nasty. You just don't see many of those pitches around.
That is really, really impressive.
That is rare. Most of your 97 guys are four-seaman guys or straight guys. You just don't. I mean, 97-mile-an-hour sink. I think there's a law against it in like 11 states. It's just as nasty as you can possibly imagine. That thing just exploded down.
Totally legal here in Illinois, though.
Oh, yeah. And they raise those guys like sod farms. They're everywhere.
Well, quick conference because the Giants are going to use a pinch hitter, Hector Sanchez, who has been very good in these kind of spots this year. Hector got beat up again last night behind the plate. And he's going to hit with 2 outs. And the bases loaded. Giants down by 4. Hitting for Joaquin Arias. So a big spot here for Hector. pinch hitter. Pretty good success. Sanchez takes strike one.
One to measure, one to rake. A guy like Petrichka, because of his movement, I think you're better off taking one just to see the movement. It's different if it's 95 and it's straight. You could gamble on a first pitch and swing.
Sanchez, fly ball left field. Piazza's there to make the catch. And the Giants are retired. They get one, but only the one. 7th inning stretch time from Chicago. 7-3 White Sox.
At the ballpark, it's very cool. It's a must-have app, especially if you're going to visit AT&T Park. From your mobile device, the app will allow you to keep track of your own win-loss record of the games you attend. That's important. You can access in-game video highlights. You can check in to unlock special offers, and you can upgrade your seat. And that's just like some of the things you can do with this thing. It's ridiculously good. Go get it. sfgiants.com/ballpark app. Or you can text ballpark to 31826 to download at the ballpark right now. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. 7-3 Sox as we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Giants are going to unleash the hound. Santiago Casia off the disabled list finally gets to get back into an active game following a pretty severe hamstring problem. And he has beaten all the odds and come back sooner than everybody has thought that he would. Casia, when he's right, you're going to see mid-90s fastballs, 2s and 4s, curveball, slider, and a changeup. And a command of all of them.
So Sanchez catching. Posey moves to first after Hector was a pinch hitter. And here is Jose Abreu. So Santiago off the DL. Meet Jose Abreu. Sort of buzzed him with a first pitch fastball.
You expect him to be a bit rusty. He had 2 rehab starts in San Jose. One was a 1-inning outing, and a couple days later he had a 2-inning outing. Passed both tests, and here he is.
Now the reports, we obviously did not see those outings, but the reports were really good. 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
So high and tight, low and away. 94 up and in, under the chin, and then 81. Outside corner, perfect. He's mid-season form.
When he went on the DL, he had, because early in the year there were a few little ups and downs for Casia. He had been pitching brilliantly. Spins that one in there for a called strike 2. Casia wants Sanchez to go through the signs a little more. 1-2.
Sometimes a pitcher will do that. He'll shake off everything just to let the hitter wait a little bit. He knows what he wants to throw, but he'll deliberately take his time just to let the guy think in the batter's box. Some guys, the longer they stay in the batter's box, the more they think, the worse hitter they are.
2-2. In tight again with a fastball.
It's 95.
So a full count to Jose Abreu, who has a home run and a base hit. 2 for 3 against the starter, Tim Hudson. There's a liner to third, caught by Pablo. Wow. Well, just in case you needed to see this again, it is hard to watch. Casia, who was hitting, somehow just decided he wanted to try to leg out a infield hit, and he went down and down hard. A hamstring pull.
Well, when we saw him like this, we thought it was detached. We really did. And that's the most severe of the hamstrings. You injure it to a grade 4, it's a detached hamstring from the bone, and it's worse than a broken bone. We had doubts as to whether we'd see him the rest of the year. Get to the ballpark next day, he's walking around thinking, what happened? So he's come back a lot sooner. And we certainly are glad that he's back.
Ball 1 to Adam Dunn. There's a strike. Had a home run. Adam Dunn hit his last time up. One of the big hits in this game. Career home run number 452. Ties him with Carl Yastrzemski on the all-time list. It's pretty good company. I think it's safe to say he is not the all-around player that Yastrzemski was, but Adam Dunn, he's one of the great power hitters of all time.
Well, he's going to wind up with over 500.
Next on the list is Jose Canseco. 10 away from Canseco. Two and two from Casia to Adam Dunn. White Sox with the 7-3 lead. And Casia wasn't happy with that pitch. Full count, 3-2.
White Sox have two guys in their club with over 400 home runs. And they're not the best home run hitter on the team.
Struck him out swinging.
Good curveball there.
Yeah, we haven't seen Paul Konerko in this series. It's going to be Konerko's last year. He has been a longtime great White Sox player. Paul Konerko. Not playing much anymore with Dunn as the DH most days, and Abreu having burst upon the scene. Jose Abreu, he could be in there every day. Really, really impressive. Ball 1 to Alexi Ramirez. 2 outs, bases empty. Casia trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. Back on the mound, off the disabled list. Ramirez, chopper toward third, and a nice pick by Sandoval. The long throw is right there. Beautiful play. Well done by Pablo. On to the 8th. Giants have some work to do, down 4.
go back to a play that happened back in the 3rd inning when Brandon Hicks picks a ball, throws to Buster Posey, and Posey puts the play on Adam Eaton, and that was a bang bang play, and it had to absolutely be perfect. And once again, good teamwork with Hicks to Posey, and that's our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Still the score, 7-3. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Zach Putnam, the new pitcher for the White Sox, and this is his 21st game. You're going to see a low 90s fastball. He's a cutter guy. He's going to throw a lot of cut fastballs, a lot of splits.
Yeah, that's how they pronounce it, Zach Putnam. So we're going with that. Yeah, he pitched last year with the Cubs. Moved to the south side, misses outside, ball 1. He was with the Rockies in 2012 for 2 games. Tyler Colvin hitting for Brandon Hicks here.
One thing the White Sox have put together is a lot of young arms and good arms. Good arms with a reputation of not having great command, but having great stuff. And Don Cooper really has had his hands full getting these guys harnessed and in the strike zone. He's done a good job.
You got in both dugouts here, you might have the 2 pitching coaches with the best reputations in the big leagues.
I can't argue with that. Avery Getty, Don Cooper.
Very, very distinguished careers.
And the reputation that both those guys have is that they're going to make whoever they get better.
Colvin, that was not a great at bat. He goes down swinging.
And you know, you would include Mark Gardner in that conversation as well. He's done an outstanding job. So 3 very good pitching coaches in this series. And Bobby Thigpen, who does the bullpen for the White Sox, another guy who's talented.
Adrianza with 1 out. Takes a strike. Jeremy Affeldt starts to get loose.
And we've had a conversation before, and I really think it needs to gather some steam. You talk about the Hall of Fame acknowledges the best in the game. We acknowledge players. We acknowledge managers. We acknowledge general managers. We acknowledge broadcasters. We acknowledge writers. Nobody gets into the Hall of Fame as a coach. And I think that really is negligent. I think that is something that needs to be looked into. I think that guys have to be applauded for their lifetime of work. And it just never has happened.
Adrianza out in front on that changeup, strike 2.
But you look around baseball, and there's a lot of guys who are deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. And they have absolutely no chance as long as they're a coach. And that's not right.
Foul ball.
I mean, we acknowledge 1 writer a year, 1 broadcaster a year. Why can't we acknowledge 1 coach a year? And, you know, this is, if you ever started doing it, you could go back a long time. Guys who have, you know, coached 25, 30 years, they need to be acknowledged. They need to be applauded. Because this game is great because of it. Scouts should be acknowledged.
Adrianza, base hit. Past the reach of Abreu. His 2nd hit of the game.
Scouts have awards. They have, you know, certain types of accolades that are certainly prestigious, the Scout of the Year, but still not in the Hall of Fame. It's not acknowledged in baseball's shrine, and I think that needs to be corrected.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know who would have a real good chance of being a Hall of Fame coach is Roger Craig.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a Hall of Fame manager, just with the way we pick Hall of Fame manager. He was a great manager, but not up to those standards. But he could be a Hall of Fame pitching coach.
He could.
And many, many others. Here's Brandon Crawford hitting for Juan Perez. But Bruce Bochy is emptying his bench here. Crawford takes ball 1. Remember, no Pagan today, so this is it. The Giants don't have anybody left on the bench. In the dirt, 2-0. Giants have 11 hits in this game. The biggest difference, the 2 home runs. 2-run homer for Abreu, 3-run homer for Adam Dunn. And you do sort of figure you come here to this ballpark against this team, you got to hit the ball over the wall. It's a called strike. A very home run friendly ballpark. Three and 1.
Cutters and splits. It's a good combination if you have command of both pitches. Pitches you can throw to both righties, lefties.
Now the White Sox have the lefty downs, the right-hander Belisario, their closer, warming up in the bullpen. There's a called strike, 3 and 2. Ronald Belisario has come to the White Sox, and he has been their closer.
Yeah, looks a little different in that uni, doesn't he?
He does.
You're seeing him in Dodger uniform for so many years.
3-2 is low, ball 4. So good plate appearance for Crawford as a pinch hitter. He draws the walk. 2 on, 1 out, back to the top of the order. And Ventura's coming out again to make another pitching change. So I'm assuming that he's going to bring the lefty in, and he will, for Blanco, and then we'll probably see the righty Belisario for Pence and Posey. So the White Sox making a pitching change. It'll be Blanco with 2 on and 1 out. Giants need a rally. We'll be back right after this. The Diamondbacks in our next telecast Friday 6:30 on NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network. Then Saturday at 7, Giants pregame live at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Giants are traveling after this game. 3-game series in Arizona after the off day tomorrow, and then right back home for another 10-game homestand. Giants trying somehow to come from behind. 7-3 they trail the White Sox, but 2 on, 1 out, and Blanco will face the new pitcher, the lefty Scott Downs.
Take a look at the numbers. 0-2 with a 5.48 ERA, almost a strikeout an inning. A lot of walks though, 14 and 23. He's got a high 80s fastball, curveball, slider. Go get him. Going to give you a lot of different looks.
He's been around a while. 38 years old. Blanco takes a called strike one.
That almost looked like a cutter at 81 miles per hour.
Downs pitches. Blanco takes inside. Downs came up with the Cubs in 2000, a long time ago. There aren't many pitchers left in the big leagues. There aren't many players left in the big leagues who played for the Montreal Expos. Scott Downs did. 1-1 to Blanco, and Blanco hits a fair ball past the reach of Abreu down the right field line. That will score Adrianza. Crawford to third. He'll stop there. And the Giants are not going quietly today. Blanco's had a big game. An RBI double. It's a 3-run White Sox lead.
Yeah, 3 hits, and all of them off left-handers. Just a little hanger on the inside part of the plate. Spins on it, rakes it right down past Abreu. So Giants continue to make noise, but this is a day that Gregor Blanco will not soon forget.
No. Well, Ventura out once again, and it'll be the closer, Belisario. They're going to ask him, I'm assuming, to get 5 outs today. So if you like pitching changes, this is the inning for you. The White Sox 7, Giants 4 with Belisario coming in.
Presented by our old pal Jim Cosmore today at 5 p.m. Today's guest, Raiders cornerback Carlos Rogers, 49er insider Matt Maiocco, and Raiders insider Scott Blair. So big lineup, talk a lot of football, real football, and that's your Yahoo Sports Talk Live encouraging update.
Meanwhile, baseball, and the Giants are rallying. Ronald Belisario, who has served as the closer, 6 saves, 9 chances.
You see the numbers, 26 strikeouts against 8 walks. And he is going to bring mid-90s sink, slider, split, and but he likes the fastball. You're going to see a lot of him. That means you got to square up.
And of course, the Giants faced him for years when he was with the Dodgers. He was a very good pitcher for a while with LA. Pence swinging a miss, strike 2. Pence is just 1 for 10 against him. Buster Posey, who's on deck, is 1 for 11 lifetime against Belisario.
Well, and I think that's one of the big reasons he's coming into the sitting right now. I think in Robin Ventura's mind, this is the game. This is the save of the game.
Misses outside.
97.
Well, Posey, I thought for a while that Belisario was the toughest pitcher on Buster Posey of anybody that he faced. Good take by Pence. 2-2.
Pretty good strikeout effort right there, trying to get him to chase that slider in the dirt. That's not an easy one to take.
2 on, 1 out. 1 run already in for the Giants. Sinker misses away.
Trying to wrap it around the outside corner. See Tyler Flowers reaching across, catching it off his right shin guard. Not close.
No. A lot of movement, but not a strike. 3-2. Pence chops one towards second. Beckham's only play is to first, and he just gets the hustling Hunter Pence. Crawford comes in to score, so the Giants get a run closer. On the play, Blanco moves to third. 7-5 Chicago. Kind of the same spot when Posey was up in the 7th. It's not like the Giants wanted to give up an out to get the run, but cut into that lead. Now this would be huge, even if Posey just cashes in Blanco. We'll see. Those are the numbers career against Belisario. Buster takes a strike. Good day for Posey. 2 hits. He's been hit by a pitch, knocked in 2 runs. Outside, 1-1. Posey's at bats against Chris Sale were fun to watch.
Yeah, he definitely cranked it up a notch.
Foul ball on the 97-mile-an-hour sinker. 1-2. Posey's only hit against Belisario in his career was a home run. More than anything, just to illustrate how tough Belisario's been on Posey, the 11 at bats, 8 strikeouts. 1-2. That one almost hit him. Wicked movement running in.
Watch the movement on this thing as it explodes and almost belt buckles Posey. It's movement that he has, but he doesn't really know how to harness it all the time. He's a spooky at bat.
Very subtle necklace he's wearing. Posey chops one softly. Ramirez charges. Ramirez throws just in time. Posey tried to beat it out and could not do it. So the Giants get 2. Middle of the 8th, 7-5 White Sox.
p.m. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. You'll get reaction from this game as they will go to the Giants clubhouse. Matt Maiocco with the 49ers minicamp update. Scott Blair from the Raiders minicamp update. All that and more. AT&T Uverse Sportsnet Central, 6 p.m. tonight.
Here it's the bottom of the 8th inning in Chicago. Giants down by a couple of runs, 7-5. Casia stays in on the mound. Changes for the Giants. Tyler Colvin is now the left fielder. Blanco moves to center. Adrianza shifts to second, and Crawford is in the game at shortstop. Viciedo takes a ball. 2-0. Casia, first time back on the mound since coming off the DL, struggling a little bit with his command. He has thrown 16 pitches, only 7 strikes.
Just a little rust. And believe it or not, there is different adrenaline down in the minor leagues than you are at the big leagues. You wouldn't think that there would be, but there is.
There's a pop-up. Crawford calls off the second baseman, Adrianza, 1 away.
Shortstop should. He's the captain.
Here's De Asa. Never made an out against Hudson, and his double was the hit that knocked Hudson out of the game.
Well, one true Giants fan on the right, one semi-Giants fan on the left. But he's certainly raising his son in a good way.
Casia to first. Posey, kind of a tricky hop, so he backed up and played it nicely.
Hey, tune into the Murph and Mac morning show on KNBR and KNBR tomorrow morning. I will be talking about the game with Murph and Mac on KNBR 680, the sports leader.
So, what are you going to be talking about?
Gregor Blanco.
Yeah.
Talking about what we're going to do to celebrate Dwayne Kuiper's birthday tomorrow in Arizona.
Are you the party planner?
You and me tonight on the plane are planning this party. You're starting to chirk up, looking like you're making a comeback from the crud.
On its way out. I may sleep for 15 hours tonight, but
that's all right. I don't know. If somebody comes up with a golf game at 7:30 between now and then, you may rally.
We're going to Arizona. Flowers, foul ball. A day off in the desert for Giants players. That's not a bad thing because many of them have a home in Scottsdale, Phoenix. So in a weird way, a road off day is a home off day for many Giants. That's a pop-up. Adrianza, he'll take this one, and Santiago Casia, 2 perfect innings. Last chance for the Giants when we come back. Sandoval and Morse coming up, 7-5.
Player of the game, and we think that Gregor Blanco is that guy. Why is that? Well, he got 2 hits today off of Chris Sale, who had only given up 2 hits against left-handers all year long. He would add another hit again against a left-hander late in the game, and here 5 defensive plays. So really a career day, 3 for 3 with a walk and some tremendous defensive plays in the outfield. What's new with that? He's our Honda player of the game.
Very nice job by Gregor Blanco today, but the Giants, even so, need a rally against Belisario in the 9th. It's Sandoval, Morse, and then Hector Sanchez. 7-5 White Sox. Foul ball. First pitch to Pablo.
Well, we saw at the start of Belisario's appearance, he's had 9 opportunities for saves. He has converted 6 times, so he has had 3 blown saves. So the Giants know that what they're being asked to do is not something that has not been done before this year. And they all know.
And he did have to throw those 11 pitches to get through Pence and Posey. That one is just foul. Just barely foul. First base umpire Chad Fairchild made the call. Let's take a look.
Just how foul it was. Off the crack of the bat, we're thinking maybe, and then all of a sudden, no. About 2 feet. Frustrating.
That is a reviewable play if the Giants thought that it was close enough, but obviously he got the call right. Fair foul on the infield is not reviewable. Oh, another guy who just has not had much success against Belisario. Moises Sierra replaces Viciedo in right field. Looks like they made Belisario tuck in that necklace he was wearing. Oh, 2. And a line drive down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Into the corner. The carom kicks away from De Aza. Pablo Sandoval at second base to lead off the 9th.
Well, every once in a while, a guy having a bat that kind of defines him. And this defines Sandoval. We saw him rake the ball down the right field line. Here he takes a high sinker. And as the ball elevates, if you're a sinker baller, you lose sink and it starts to fade. It gets flat. And Pablo Sandoval doing a good job of going with that movement the opposite way.
So Michael Morse comes up now that the Giants have a base runner as the tying run. Quiet game for Morse. That one misses high. 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch. The Giants have really battled in this game today. They have 13 hits. This is a game started by the ace of the White Sox, Morse. Foul ball. Belisario. That one is lined into right field. Another hit. Sandoval to third. He'll stop. Michael Morse is at first. And the tying run is aboard now for the Giants with nobody out.
I thought for a second we were going to get a chance to see Sierra's arm and right. It's supposed to be one of the best in the game. But down 2, Tim Flannery going, no, not the time to gamble with nobody out. But 2 nice at bats here for Sandoval and Morse to set things up for Hector Sanchez.
Well, and with Morse, the runner at first, not a great chance for an extra base hit to tie the game with the outfield arms that the White Sox have, but still nobody out. So the Giants showing a lot of life in the late innings. They got a run in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, Sanchez swing and a miss. Sinker at 95, strike one.
In case you're thinking, Belisario in 34 innings giving up 1 home run. Doesn't happen often, but
no.
When it does, they're big ones.
Well, this would qualify. Swing and a miss, strike two. Hector behind in the count 0-2. The White Sox would give up the run on a ground ball to try to turn a double play. And the Giants definitely want to avoid that. Time at home plate. Oh-2 pitch. Way outside.
Yeah, just an overthrow right there. Reaching back with 2 strikes. Trying to add. It's a good sign. Good sign for the Giants when a pitcher's out there and he's overthrown.
One and two. Sanchez strikes out swinging. Big first out for Belisario and the White Sox. So here's Tyler Colvin, who had a lot of nice moments in this town with the Chicago Cubs. 0 for 1 in this game. Came on as a pinch hitter last inning. And he's got the power to hit one over the wall. Colvin to left field. And pretty well hit. De Aza is back. He'll make the catch. Sandoval tags. He'll come in to score. But Morse has to stay at first. And now the Giants are down to their final out. Well, Colvin gets the sac fly and an RBI. But just 1 out of life left for the Giants. Up to Adrianza to keep this game going. Giants have played from behind the whole game. Now within a run. Adrianza, foul ball. Ray has a couple of hits in this one. Has scored a run.
He's definitely been swinging the bat better. No question his confidence is building. He's off the interstate. Starting to get more playing time because of his confidence. And he does have power. We saw it in spring training.
The 0-1 pitch. Adrianza, a little pop-up. Adam Eaton is there. And he makes the catch. This one is over. Well, the Giants scratched and clawed and fought today, and yet they come up a run short. The White Sox beat the Giants 7-6, and they sweep this 2-game series.
Well, and they did it in an impressive way. And you know, we always talk about ownage, how some guys have ownage on guys. Well, ballparks have ownage on guys too, and it really showed up today against Tim Hudson. This has been a bad ballpark for him, and it continued today.
Well, the White Sox get the 2 wins, so the Giants' little funk continues. They have lost 8 of their last 9 games. White Sox 7, Giants 6. Here from Chicago. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants post-game live starts right now.